Yo, what it do? It's your boy Yodoe, aka Big Yoshi, and I'm here to tell my story.
Look, did a lot of time in this fucking junk. Seen some niggas kill for a little nothing. How you gon' survive when you ain't got nothing? Get in one of them houses, niggas start jumping. Let that money stack, never spend a dime. You gon' get your shine, nigga, in due time. Mama always told me I don't need friends. I seen that shit show when I was in the pen.
You know, I started rapping when I was about 9 years old. Born and raised in Montgomery, Alabama, man. Went to Davis Elementary, Bellegrave High School, Junior High, and Lanier High School. And you know, everybody was rapping, doing their thing, but for some reason I kind of stuck out like a sore toe. So I had formed a little group with my partners, my partner Mike Larry, and my partner Slip, and we started a group called Real Live Players. We started rapping, you know, started getting known and stuff. But everybody who we was connected with, you know, it was like they kept going to jail and shit. You feel me? Like they were getting busted and doing their thing, cause we were fucking with them like drug dealers who had money. Slip and Larry, they kept on doing their thing, man, and they kind of fell off. But I helped my other little partner, them, Chris Style, MVP, and Soldier Boy on their little group, Survivor G's, and you know, they had made a little stump in the ground, you know, in Montgomery music, underground music. You know, they had signed with Bells It Out, and they were moving a little bit, but then I had went solo, so I started doing a lot of solo stuff, you know what I'm saying? Started putting out a lot of solo music and shit, and getting a good name for myself, you know what I'm saying? Getting name known and shit, and man, kind of took off for me. But then I had some trials and tribulations through that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had fucked around and hooked up with Deuce Conrad and Bells It Out myself, and we had something going, you know. We were feeding the streets pretty well, you know what I'm saying? Folks had got to know who we was, and the upcoming artists, they knew who they was, and you know, our halt had got it kind of put on it like a black cloud came around out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? I believe it was like March 24th at the Rose, like 2007. Little altercation broke out in the club between two females, and one was my partner Shout's sister. Long story short, you know what I'm saying? We was trying to get Shout's sister to the house or whatever, you know, from around the situation, and we ended up getting shot. Well, dude shot Shout first, you know what I'm saying, and shot me. So when I ended up getting up off the ground, looked over there at my partner Shout, you know what I'm saying, he was dead. And there was a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, standing around him. A lot of people didn't know I had got shot. So I had hopped in my partner, big bro baby mama truck, Kim, shout out to Kim. And she shot me to Jackson Hospital, man, and you know, through that little short term of getting from the spot where they shot us at to the hospital, you know, I got saved and everything, you know what I'm saying? You know, folks saying that I died in surgery and shit, you know what I'm saying? But I pulled through. Still got life complications behind that shit, but I pulled through. So from then on, man, you know, I had started back, you know, solo rapping. I had did a little group joint with my nephew and my cousin and my partner, and we called it Them Boys. We was over there with Cortez Harris at Non-Stop Entertainment. That CD, you know what I'm saying, that mixtape had got a little something, you know what I'm saying, got a little something well. Shout out to Maestro and Lil L, you know what I'm saying, they had did the tracks on it. And it was pretty, you know, it was pretty dope. Everything was going good, you know, with the Them Boys. But right before I dropped Them Boys, I had dropped a little mixtape called Crest-Side King. And it had did a little something in the streets too. I had a song called Alabama that the streets was really biting on. And me and my partner Travis Rack, we had did one called All We Like to Do. And they played that in the club. They bumped that in the club hard. Shout out to DJ Who. He was the one of the first ones playing it. I dropped a tape called First Place, me, S. Dot, Tiny. I recorded it at Dr. Finger spot. Caught a little charge at the Rose. A little possession charge with like 13, 14 sacks. You know what I'm saying? And so had to go back and forth to court on that. And then in the midst of that, like 2008, I had caught a trafficking charge. So, the judge was like, 2 charges back to back. I just can't let you know what I'm saying? Think you can do what you want to do on the streets. And he gave me a little time in 2009. But before I had went in, one of my partners that was in the game heavy, him and my other little partner, Soldier Boy, little brother, Lil Moon, my partner Gerard, he was on the verge of trying to get me out of here. He was, fit to get ready to take me to Atlanta and meet a lot of folks that he had met, you know what I'm saying? But in February of 2009, they had got killed, you know what I'm saying? In a house and in an apartment and shit on the same street that we had grew up on. So that kind of put a little halt on everything too, cause right after that, in March of 2009, I had got sent to prison. I had got like 3 years for trafficking. And on the trafficking, it's mandatory, but if you still under the judge, you know what I'm saying? If you still under the judge that sentenced you, he can call you back and let you go or whatever. So I went and did like 22 months on that charge. And he called me back, let me home early. So 2010, 2011, I dropped a tape called Handle My Business. And it was mostly produced by S. Slim. We had a couple of tracks on there from Trojan, man. And it was kind of fire, you know what I'm saying? But it was like low budget mix, cause I was mixing it. I was in an apartment where my mom stayed at, in the little room that I was living in. So I had put a little studio. My partner Devin had hooked up with me out the hood. Shout out to my nigga D. He had hooked up with me in the hood or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? He bought some little equipment and everything. We set it up in my mama crib, in my room. So I had dropped Handle My Business, in that room, on that equipment. It ain't had the best of mixing, but it was a hard tape. So, time got to moving on. After we dropped that tape, time got to moving on around about the end of 2011, 2012. We had got a little better equipment, and me and S. Dot, we locked in, and we said we're gonna give them, we're gonna give the street some hard shit, you know what I'm saying? Some of that big yo shit, some of that real shit. And that's how we had came up with Iron Ridge Chris.
I ain't scared of you fuck niggas.
Not now.
Nah, I ain't scared of you fuck niggas.
Not now.
Get your bread up, fuck nigga. They say the bigger the problem, the bigger the gun. I say the longer the clip, the more niggas run.
It was like the first video we shot in Red Crest. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, I had the whole hood behind me. There was about 1,500 people out there just on a video shoot. You know what I'm saying? We had got love from everybody, even the police. They were riding through, congratulating me on my success and let me know what I was doing was good for the hood. So we dropped Iron Red Crest. It struck. We dropped the second single on there called Okay Then.
Okay then. Okay then. Okay then. Okay then. Okay then. Okay then. Drop that thing in the pot. Okay then. Whip it up until it lock. Okay then. Let it cool cause it's too hot. Okay then. Sack it up and feed the block. Okay then.
And I had various artists on there like Rubber Band OG, Big Country, Dope B. You know what I'm saying? We had an artist named Tip. She was on there. Cold Red. We had a star-studded lineup on there, and it did its thing. So one night, during the process of it booming or whatever, Ludacris came down here to do a show at the mansion, and it was alright. It really wasn't blow, but it was pack enough. You know what I'm saying? So DJ Who, shout out to DJ Who again. He had gave me a little push by playing OK Then. My partner DJ George, you know what I'm saying? He was over there with Luda, Shaka, and Jeff, who owned DTP, and man, it was the other cat, man. I forgot his name. Black Folks. So George, I see George over there running over there to me in the mansion. So he, when he get over there, he like, man, Luda wanna meet you. I'm like, man, stop playing, man. He like, man, get your fat ass up and come on here, nigga. That man wanna meet you. So I get up, I follow him over there where they was. Shook Luda hand, shook Jeff hand, Shaka, and Black Folks. So he told Black Folks to get my number. And they got my number and everything. We had gave him a copy of the Iron Ridge Crest. And about 2-3 days later, they called me. Asked me could I come up to Atlanta. And I told them, yeah, it was around the same time Doe had hooked up with T.I. You know what I'm saying? Had the Hustle Gang thing going on with T.I. So we went up there, we chopped it up. I met a lot of producers, super producers like Honor Pacino, Metro Boomin, Childish Major, you know what I'm saying? The cat who made Snapback and Tattoos. And they sent me a lot of beats or whatever, to get on and to get right with. And I went back up there one more time for Luda Bike, car show, bike and car show weekend. So I met Ace Hood, I met Fabulous, I met Special Ed, I met Toya, Lil Wayne baby mama. I met a lot of folks in that thing that night, man, and at the little arena that they were performing at. So JD, I met JD, Jermaine Dupri, I met Shawty Low. So Jeff had asked JD to make me a track. He was like, make him a track on that, on that Big and Small, like Juicy type shit. You know what I'm saying? He was like, cause I believe this nigga could be the next, the next Biggie. And the shit had put a knot in my throat when he said it, cause, I rap, but you know what I'm saying? To be complimented with the great, you know what I'm saying? It kind of made me feel some type of way. I had hooked up with this guy named Jay out of Birmingham. And he had became my manager or whatever. And he was managing a cat named Black Montana at the time. Shout out to Black. He was managing 10 Stacks. Shout out to 10 Stacks. And I had brought Warren Diesel along at the time. So he had started managing Warren Diesel. So I stayed up there with him for about 3 months. You know what I'm saying? We were trying to work out the DTP deal with Black Folks and get everything going, which it was about to happen. But for some mysterious reason, as soon as I come back home, we had a murder happen at the gas station like 100 feet away from my mama's apartment. So, I got locked up for murder.